My name is Jillian Deschaines. I'm from Minnesota and I race flat track. I first got connected with Royal Enfield a couple years back at Flat Out Friday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I started riding dirt bikes at the age of 4. My dad was an avid motorcyclist and got me on a 50cc. My older brother, my dad, and I started racing motocross on the weekends for the local District 23 till about age 12. 3 years ago, when I started dating Eric, he took me to my first flat track race. Was really intrigued about it, and after an 18-year break from motorcycles, I wanted to give it a try again. My first thoughts when Bree reached out to me on this was like, this sounds too good to be true. Like, this sounds like it must be a scam. We have to read this fine print because this is not something that ever just happens to someone like me. So some of my plans for the bike include a custom exhaust that we got from S&S Cycle. They made a custom 2-into-1 low pipe that's going to be ran on the right side of the bike. Changing out the front end to a race suspension. We're going to be using the stock shocks, which I had revalved for this project to make them a little more race ready. Tank changes, we're going to be using a mock tank and a 1-gallon fuel cell that's going to be mounted just below the seat. I got 19-inch wheels for the front and rear, and Dunlop hooked me up with some awesome DT3 and DT4s. Saddlemen coming through with a custom fiberglass seat tail section to give this bike a framer type of look. So some of the custom modifications I've done to this bike include custom handlebar clamps, spacers, and a modified hub for the front wheel. Thanks to my sponsor, Superior Tool Grinding, for allowing me to use the mill and lathe. The color that I'm going with, I think I'm going to be doing like a pearl white with a lot of gold and some black accents there. I think it'll be really pretty. My partnership with S&S kind of came out of nowhere. Royal Enfield reached out to me one day on social media. You know, happened all of a sudden. Within 8 hours we had our van loaded down and headed to Wisconsin. We got to ride the brand new Himalayan set up at the S&S Cycle Ranch, which just to see those bikes in person was a awesome experience, but to have a dirt track groomed and ready for us to ride until we physically could not ride any longer that day was just a great experience. So my biggest threat in the program is obviously Melissa Paris, the pro rider. I see she gets to do a lot of riding every day, you know, dirt track, moto, GP, road racing, everything. I think she's my biggest threat in the program despite my flat track experience. I'd like to thank some of my sponsors on this build: S&S Cycle, Warp 9, Saddlemen, Icon, Retrodyne, Vortex, Race Tech, PDR Performance, Jacks of Spade, Superior Tool Grinding. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be a part of the Build Train Race program. Huge thank you to Royal Enfield North America for this opportunity.